Sanarado na isani mo guday ako daragon hulay istero kuday de kuday hana kami. Why I've said that it should have been wild boars that they have offered into the altars, or an offering that made an offering that made from fires, an offering that made or said made by fire, is because in the beginning, before when I wandered to the earth, Zion, this where I am now, this is earth Zion, northern, from the west to the east, which is south. East is where he is coming from. And I was at first in the west, and then now on the north. In the beginning was on the south at the time of Jesus. At the first time I've come to the earth as the dove, as a flock of doves. As a flock of doves. We were flock of doves. You called the turtle doves, flock of doves, is turtle doves is offering, but flock of doves is I and the archangels. Like I said to you, I was a child who likes to play in the earth every noon, and I should go home before midnight. And because only in the earth I can be seen, only in the earth I can be seen, and in heaven no one sees. Why? I am what you called angelic. Chum, T-S-O-M, or C-H-O-M. You say it most. Humans? A bloom from my father and mother. And when I came here first and I got bored, I was sitting on the chair, because wherever I go, they always keep a chair for a little child, for a little child as my footstool, in order for me not to touch down into the dust. Because once I touch down to the dust, that's when I become, serpent. I become fire serpent. Because only through fire, women, only through fire, your sin is atoned. Only through fire. That is why the humans goes to hell after they died to paid. To paid. Before their death, the angels of the dead came to me first. They will say to me that we will take this man. Its time is almost. Almost. They will say almost. And then when I look at it, it's done something, and it asks for another few years. I will give it another year. Another year. Depending. And then because this is counseling with talk. The demons does not take lives without confirms. This is why I said to you also, those who've been calling names to, they know who they come to, they know who they need to close up talk. Which in humanity, you are blind and don't know who you worship. Which is, I said, you don't know who you close up talk to. While those you've been calling names to is known, known who is Hakadesh, known who is Lile, known who is Christ, known who is Jesus, known who is the mightiest. When you say that word, human, doesn't mean that's war. Because to my brothers, I am, through my wisdom, that's how I fight on the, that's how I fight. Because I don't like this physical fights of yours. I can't harm. I'm not violent like you, worlds. I'm not talking about those. If you are not, I said, if you are not what I talk, you don't get butt hurt. Don't get butt hurt because I, women, before I become this, practically or frankly speaking, I was like they. I get butt hurt too because I'm thinking I'm not like that. Then later on I I realized that why should I need to get hurt when I'm called names too when I am not that? That's what you should think also, humans. That's what you should also think. Because what you've been call naming to is what you call the hearts. While the humans does not know what is true hearts means. You can just keep blabber about that. You can't lie to me though. Because I know the true lovers. You know? So, when I first come down to the earth, I was, uh, beside by the palanquins. Beside by the palanquins, because when you see palanquins, that was too with my mate. With my mate. So, the first time I come, I was already teenage then. You call teen in your world you call it teen, meaning I have already a longest hair. Already have a longest hair. You called hair, HEIR. We call it HER, and I came down here with my tub full of dust, and then this dust comes from the heavenly skies. And then my hair was tied into two little girl, like a little girl, because I like my hair to be tied up like all in white, and my hair was very very dark, because when you are growing up as a spirit, your hair is very black, you know. Your hair is very black until you turn into something new, And then because it's birthing pain of the souls within you until it becomes on earth divinity, until it becomes divinity. So when you see divinity, it is frequent beats and then spirit, until you become this on earth. That's when you are finished in the place where I sent you. So you go back to the world until you replenished. So when I first came down to earth, it was my hair was tied up. It was like a child, but it was like bun, a bun tied up. Because my mom likes to tie my hair up, two, which is cut in the middle. There is she half it in the middle, and then she always pompon it. We call it pompon, and then you call it buns on earth. You call it bun. And then she always tied it with either pearls or a wool colorful, depending, because when my dress is color white, my mom would pair it with white shoes and chains, chains. We call what you call chains is what you call in the world you call it hair clippers, or hair, what you use for your hair to tie up your hair. So when I come down here, I got bored, and then I sit. And then I got anger because I was then already starting to become a cherub, cherub, which is I have a small wing starting to sprout, because we don't have wing human until we burn into something new we are, in the realms. And then that time I asked my Adonai to give me a clay, to give me a mud. So this mud was very like ash color, a red, and red. Have you seen a red mud? It's like a stone, it's like a stone, but you need to pit it you need to like pit. We call it pit, P-I-T. You have to smash it and smash it until it becomes really, really soft. That's a red dust, which is when it's a stone, like a stone, but it's forming into a stone, a red dust that forming into a stone, or a red mud that forming into a stone, or a stone that is going to crumble, meaning there's a stone that over time it's grow old, and then its spirit goes away, and then it's starting to open up until it's turned to pieces. So when I came down here that time, nephelim does not know that yet. There were no nephelim then yet. There were no nephelim when I first come. When I come, I say come. And then after that, I got bored and hungry. I cook a boar. I cook a boar, which is that boar have two big fangs. Have two big fangs on both left and right, which is its fangs, it's right to its brain. Its fang is right to its brain. And then there's another small fang, which is only little, but it was growing like a rabbit. That was the herd that I first cooked, which is, a boar, called boar. Two fang on the front like a rabbit, and two fang growing up right like a horn, like a horn, right into its ending, or its pointing is right, it's by the brain. So I cooked it and took the fang in me, because it was my I made it my war, because when you have fang for war in heaven, because humans, I was a child, but I was already taught martial arts. I was already taught martial arts. So that two fang that I have from that pig I have cooked, I've carried it in my shoes, and then because that was I made it like a high heels. I made it like a high heels, but when I arrived there, mom didn't like it, so he took it, and then he overthrew it into the earth. Then I came down again to find it. I came down again to find it, but so that day, that's what that's what the first laid I have made on earth. The foundation I made on earth was when mom threw the two fangs on the world, and it becomes my first laid. My first laid, which is the boar was my first food, first meal. I say first food on the world. That is why it should have been the offerings that they have been pouring into their altars every December 25th. Why December 25th, women? Because it was the day when I started leading, Leiding, the foundations of the earth. It was the day when I first laid the foundation of the earth, not the day you called birthday. For God's our God, and our birthday is called Deads. This is why I reborn that number into this channel. or my main channel, you know. So that is the offering that the human should have done, should have made, even just a roast pork, you know, a roast pork, because the whole roast was a big one when I've cooked, because I always care about those who carried me down. You know, I always care those who carried me down. So when I eat, I give them also the same, you know. I only ate a small piece because I was still a child, you know, but the rest I make I have foil, which the foil, which is the leaves of the trees, I've made to cover the rest of the food for mom and dad, you know, for mom and dad. But then when we get up by the orbit, many been asking for it because they think it smells savory. They think it smells like the aroma was the sweet savor, you know, its sweet aroma or sweet savors was good to their. They knew that I have something, so they knew that I'm a giver. You know, they knew that I'm a giver, so. I have them be because I've cut them into pieces, which is in Levitico it's written there that you will cut. They should cut it into pieces. What the burnt offering should be cut into pieces, meaning your the mouth size. You know, just a small bits like chunk. You know, chunk size for everyone to at least have have the sweet taste of that boar I've cooked, you know. And then when it reaches to mom, there's only fifth left. You say FIVE left, but still they were filled with it because I came back with it as love. I come back with it for love. When you say for love, meaning like I was far away, but I went home just to carry it back for them to have that same taste, for them to taste the same meal what I've cooked. It's like going somewhere and then you want it for your parents to, because I'm like this even in this end humans. I want my my grades to have the same what I've eaten. I like this. I have chatmates before, which is this time was started on my finding of the angels, you know. It was the time I was looking for the arcs. And then when they come to meet me, they bring me chocolate, they bring me all this, like that. So it's like when my friend come from Australia, and this friend was I showed up to him with a big wings, you know. And like I told you in the other record, she calls me friend, you know. She calls me friend, and when she have a problem she talk to me about it. And then those times before I receive my truth, and then when they come here, they want me to they see me first before anyone else, before they go meet somebody else, you know. We've been friends for a long time, which, as I told you, her son and her daughter is I'm the godmother of their. So I would say I am her. She chose me to be this world like a god. You called it godmother, which is to us in heaven. It couldn't been like this because I am already the aunt of the babies, you know, the babies. So that's what I've eaten, you know. It's like that. When I receive, it's like this. I receive the. I don't eat chocolate, but I accept it for those who wants it. You know, I don't eat chocolate, but I give it to those who wants it. Meaning to say, women, I've only carried it back home for those I love. It's like that time too when I cook that pork. I've carried it home on the leaves for mom to have a bit something, for mom to have a bit, which is on the way. I was like congressman giving, here, have some, here, have some, here, have some, you know. It was the first time that I've came down to the earth and the laying of the foundations, which is why it should have been more that they have offered and not anything else. You know why, humans? Because the lamb or the sheep is God. The sheep is God, the goat is demons. The goat is demons. While the wild boar is what I make for you to eat. For you to eat. That is the animal I was asking from Abraham. Animal I was asking from Abraham because spiritually he did not give it to me. So I took it from him, which as I said in your book. I can get anything I want because I am. Spirits. So even in this end, women, it should have been an always boar that you have offer in your altars or in your table every Christmas day. A whole roast. Because that is the day when I've come down to earth and first laid its foundation and not what you call Messiah. You understand, women? December 25. 2 when I was 25 years, I say, when I was 2 in the first realm, and then 5 in the other realm. Why you call me 7? December, which is 12, it was the 12 galaxies. The 12 galaxies is where I was first, 5th. 2 spirit on earth. 5th in the 12th galaxy and 2 on earth. You got it, human? So, lang ko na rin na hula sa brong hunay titihana amin.